What is up and welcome back. So today I'm going to show you guys how to lace and tighten a dirt bike wheel with the minimum amount of tools. So stick around. Okay, so thank you for joining me in today's video, and as you can see I've got everything ready and prepped to show you guys how to lace a dirt bike wheel. If you check on the KDX, I already got the rear wheel laced up and tightened to get some practice in. The wheel is not trued yet. I'm going to be showing you guys how to true the wheel on the bike itself, because I do not have a wheel truing stand, and yes, if you are curious to know, that is a cooler box. I'm truly embracing the budget dirt bike life. So let's jump into the video. Okay, so you want to start off by placing your rim on some wooden blocks. I had to place the hub on as well just to get the spacing right, because you want to have the rim centered with the hub. And after that is done, then we can start popping in the spokes. Now, first of all, before you do your spokes, you wanna check all your spokes to see if they are different lengths or the same length. Luckily for us, all the spokes are the same length, so we're gonna start with the first 9 bottom spokes or inner spokes and pop them in. Okay, now that we've got the 9 inner spokes in, we can start with the 9 outer spokes. So once we got all the spokes in, we can start by putting them into the corresponding hole in the rim and adding in a spoke nipple. From there it's fairly simple. It'll be every 4th hole that the spoke will go in. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3 holes, and then the next outer spoke. There we go. With all the outer spokes done, we can start on the inner spokes. So they will be the center hole between the outer spokes. And from there on, once again, it's every 4th hole. So 1, 2, 3, 4. now that this side is laced, we are going to flip the rim around and repeat the process on the other side. As you can see, all the spokes are still very loose, and we're going to keep it that way until we're ready for tightening. So we're going to start with the lower spokes or inner spokes once again. And then we'll start adding in the outer spokes. And once again, we will start with the outer spokes and get them into the corresponding holes. And same as before, it'll be every fourth hole. And now we can move on to the final set of inner spokes. And those will obviously be the last remaining holes. So super simple. Alright, so now that the wheel is laced, we want to start by adjusting all of the spoke nipples to the same tension or length. So what I usually do, I just tighten them until there's about 2 or 3 threads left, and then you take it from there. Now that we've got all the spokes on the same level, we can start the tightening process. The reason why it's very important to get them all to the same tension, or tighten them to the same level, is so the wheel gets tightened evenly, and that's going to make the truing process a lot easier. So now what we're going to do, we're going to take the spoke wrench, start at the valve stem hole, and we're just going to tighten each spoke a quarter of a turn at a time. And we're going to do this until all of the spokes have seated in the rim. And this is where it starts getting a bit tedious and painful. And this process is obviously a bit easier if you have a truing stand, because then you can just spin the wheel instead of going around and around and around like this. Alright, so now that the spokes are all tightened, I threw the wheel on the bike and I tried to true it on the bike. So this rim has got a couple of bends in it, and yeah, okay, these wheel bearings are due for replacement. They're not like loose, but some paint got into them, so they are essentially useless. And I probably messed around for an hour and a half. I just could not get the wheels to true properly. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna have it done professionally. Probably gonna take them to Peter at Adventure MX And after he is done with the two wheels, getting them as close as possible, we'll throw some tires on and continue the build. So that's it for this video. I hope you guys at least learned how to lace and tighten a wheel. Unfortunately, I don't have the truing stand, so I couldn't show that portion. But yeah, that's it, and stay tuned for the next video, because we are going to be throwing some more stuff onto the KDX. And yeah, it's starting to look like a bike. Cool. Peace out. Keep ripping.